Why are so many parents leaning on their children today? The painful truth about aging parents who failed to prepare for the future. Welcome back, everyone. This is LanceScurvX of LanceScurvX.com, the Scurv Podcast. And this is a very, very sensitive and touchy subject because there's so many angles to it. There's so many emotions, and each family is different in their makeup and how they relate to each other. So this particular expression is not a one-size-fits-all type of thing, but I wanted to get the conversation started by starting to talk about it. And I want to say, many people spend their younger years believing that there will always be more time to save, more time to invest, more time to make better decisions, more time to prepare for the future. The problem is that life has a way of moving much faster than we realize. Before we know it, the years have passed. Our bodies have changed. Opportunities have slipped away. And the future we assume would somehow work itself out has arrived without warning. They say time moves faster, or the perception of time moves faster as you get older. Whether that's true or not, when you get there, it could be a rude awakening. One of the harshest realities that many families face today is what happens when parents reach their later years without enough financial stability to support themselves. This is not a conversation that many people want to have because it touches on love, family, guilt, responsibility, and sometimes even regret. Yet, it is a conversation that needs to happen because more families are experiencing this reality than ever before. Many adult children are finding themselves in a position they never expected. Instead of receiving guidance, wisdom, and support from aging parents, they find themselves becoming the emotional support system, the financial safety net, the problem solver, and in some cases, the provider. They become the person everyone calls when something goes wrong. They become the emergency plan when no other plan exists. The emotional weight of this situation is often invisible to outsiders. People see an adult child helping their parents and automatically assume that everything is fine. What they do not see are the sleepless nights. They do not see the anxiety. They do not see the stress of trying to build a future while simultaneously carrying the unfinished responsibilities of another generation. This issue reaches far beyond money. It reaches into the deepest parts of family relationships. It affects marriages, friendships, careers, mental health, and personal dreams. It creates emotional battles that many people never discuss publicly because they feel guilty for even having those feelings. When love becomes an obligation, this is something that many of us never saw coming. One of the most difficult emotions a person can experience is the moment when love begins to feel like an obligation. Most adult children genuinely love their parents. They want to help. They want to be there when things get difficult. They want to show gratitude for the sacrifices that were made on their behalf. Helping family is a natural expression of love. The problem begins when helping is no longer an occasional act of compassion and instead becomes a permanent responsibility with no end in sight. Many adult children find themselves trapped between two emotional realities. On one hand, they love their parents deeply. On the other hand, they feel overwhelmed by the pressure of constantly being needed. They may never admit these feelings because society teaches us that we should always sacrifice for family. Yet these emotions exist whether we acknowledge them or not. When every phone call brings another crisis, another request, another problem, or another financial burden, a person's nervous system begins to live in a constant state of anticipation. They begin preparing for bad news before the phone even rings. This creates emotional exhaustion. A person can love their parents with all their heart and still feel drained. They can feel compassion and frustration at the same time. They can feel loyalty and resentment at the same time. See, human emotions are complicated, and pretending otherwise only makes these situations harder. Most people grow up seeing their parents as providers, protectors, and authority figures. Parents are often viewed as the people who have the answers. They are the ones who solve problems. They are the ones who provide security. But life has a way of changing those roles. As parents age, there are situations where the child becomes the provider. The child becomes the advisor. The child becomes the emotional support system. For many adults, this transition is shocking because it forces them to confront something they never wanted to see. It forces them to recognize that their parents are vulnerable. It can be emotionally devastating to watch someone who once seemed strong struggle to maintain stability. It can feel like witnessing the collapse of a structure that you believed would always stand. Some people feel sadness. Others feel fear. Others feel anger. Many feel all three. Almost every family has one person who carries more responsibility than everyone else. This is often the child who works the hardest, appears the most stable, and has demonstrated reliability over time. Ironically, being responsible often results in receiving even more responsibility. The dependable child becomes the default solution. Need money? Call them. Need advice? Call them. Need emotional support? Call them. Need transportation? Call them. Need someone to fix the problem? Call them. Over time, this can become exhausting because the responsible child still has their own life to manage. They have bills. They have dreams. They have children. They have health concerns. They have goals that deserve attention. Yet because they appear strong, people often assume they can carry unlimited weight. Nobody can. One of the least discussed consequences of supporting aging parents is the number of personal dreams that get delayed. Some people postpone buying a home. Some postpone starting a business. Some postpone marriage. Some postpone having children. Others postpone retirement planning for themselves. Every dollar that leaves one person's future to rescue another person's present has consequences. This is not a statement of selfishness. It is simply reality. Many adult children are sacrificing opportunities today that could have created security tomorrow. In some cases, this creates a cycle where financial instability passes from one generation to the next. The tragedy is that many people never intended for this to happen. They simply found themselves trapped between compassion and necessity. It's an emotional guilt trap. Guilt is one of the most powerful forces in family relationships. Many parents never intentionally manipulate their children, yet some children feel guilty every time they say no. They feel guilty for protecting their finances. They feel guilty for setting boundaries. They feel guilty for focusing on their own household. They feel guilty for pursuing their own goals. What makes this difficult is that guilt often disguises itself as morality. A person begins asking themselves questions that have no easy answers. If I don't help, who will? If I say no, am I a bad son or daughter? Am I abandoning my parents? These questions can consume a person's thoughts for years. Time is one of the few things that cannot be replaced. The financial decisions made at 25 often appear decades later. The financial decisions made at 35 often appear decades later. The financial decisions made at 45 often appear decades later. Unfortunately, many people spend years believing that retirement planning, investing, saving, and preparation can wait. Then suddenly, they reach an age where their earning power declines while their needs increase. That's when the panic begins. This is not meant to shame anyone. Every generation has faced unique challenges: economic downturns, health crisis, layoffs, inflation, family emergencies, and unexpected hardships can destroy even the best plans. However, personal accountability still matters. Preparation matters. Discipline matters. Long-term thinking matters. And as a warning for the younger generation, I'll share this. Young adults often believe that old age is a distant event. It's not. Every year that passes is 1 year closer. Many people wake up one day shocked that they are approaching 50 because mentally they still feel very young. The years move quickly. This is why every young person should understand a simple truth. Your future self is depending on the decisions you make today. The money wasted today matters. The habits formed today matter. The skills developed today matter. The discipline practiced today matters. Small decisions repeated over decades become major outcomes. There is no denying that today's economy is difficult. Housing costs are high. Food costs are high. Healthcare costs are high. Many people are working harder than ever and still struggling. Yet time remains undefeated. The economy may improve. The economy may decline. But every day that passes is a day that cannot be recovered. That reality makes preparation more important than ever before. Many families avoid discussing money because it feels uncomfortable. That silence creates problems. Adult children need honest conversations with their parents. Parents need honest conversations with their children. Expectations should be discussed before emergencies happen. Plans should be created before a crisis occurs. Boundaries should be established before resentment develops. Open communication may not eliminate every problem, but it can prevent many misunderstandings. The greatest gift a parent can leave their children is not money, it's freedom. Freedom from unnecessary burdens. Freedom from a preventable crisis. Freedom to build upon a foundation rather than constantly repairing one. A parent's legacy is measured not only by what they accumulated, but by what they prepared. Likewise, children who find themselves helping aging parents should never feel ashamed for establishing healthy boundaries. Compassion does not require self-destruction. Love does not require sacrificing your entire future. The healthiest families find a balance between support and responsibility. As difficult as this conversation may be, it serves as a warning for all generations. The decisions we make today become the reality we live tomorrow. Whether we're 25, 45, or 65, the future is approaching for everyone. The question is whether we are preparing for it or simply hoping it will somehow take care of itself. Hope is not a retirement plan. Love is not a financial strategy. And good intentions alone cannot replace decades of preparation. The time to think about tomorrow is today, because one day, tomorrow arrives. And when it does, the bill for every decision eventually comes due. I hope you got something from these words. This is a conversation in reality that most of us don't want to talk about, but most of us are going to have to deal with it when it arrives. And how we deal with it depends on how we prepare it. If you don't prepare, you might be setting yourself up for chaos, hurt feelings, resentment, and just a big mess. It's easy to take care of now, even if you find yourself approaching that storm closely. We have to deal with reality, because to ignore it only amplifies it even more. Many communities go through this. Many financial brackets go through this. But if we face it, prepare, we can ease the frustration and pain and guilt. Anyway, it's always a pleasure. Give me your feedback. Let me know how you feel about what I just shared. And I'm on to the next one. LanceScurv out. Much appreciation. And as always, peace.